Have you got?
Yeah, my phone is off.
Um,
Just make sure.
hey, it looks like I'm live from this end. So I've got live. Can you? I'm assuming we are live. So I'm just going to say hello when you join and tell us where you are from. So I'm hoping the comments will come through. Usually I don't have to send people a link. Actually, with this, I can see we've got, by the look of this, we've got 5 people. So I'm hoping
Excellent.
that is correct. So if you are joining us, please give us the heads up, say hello. Really thrilled to have some people. Looks like we might have 10 people at the moment is what my thing is showing. So my name is Kay Hamilton and I'm the host of Activate Your Courage, and I love to work with people to help you to step into the full potential of yourself. And I use beautiful Young Living essential oils and I offer oil readings. So thank you to those people who were saying hello and telling us where you're from. And I'm going to hand it over to Edward, who is my special guest tonight. And Edward, what time is it, Edward, where you are?
It's very early. It's I had 2:16 in the morning. 2:15.
Okay, so Edward's a night owl, and I've invited him to come and work with me tonight so that you people can meet Edward, you can contact him, you can reach out, and Edward's going to do some, offer some card readings. We'd love to help support you to step into your courage so that you can live the best version of yourself possible, because life is meant for living. And I know that myself, I held back many years. Didn't think that I had what it took. I would never a few years ago would have imagined that I'd be jumping on a live stream like this, let alone also having a conversation with somebody all the way over in Canada. So can you tell me, Edward, what you think about courage, and have you got a story or a journey of courage that you've been through, or what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think everybody on a daily basis uses their courage to just move forward. Look at the times we're in right now. Everybody has to be courageous right now. It's different definitions of courage and what it means to the individual. I think it's there's a broad definition, but at the same time, there's personal ones as well. Courage can be overcoming an adversity. It could be overcoming a health situation or a financial situation or a family situation, or it could just be having enough courage to, go live on your own show. That takes courage, right?
Yeah.
Lots of different definitions.
And why would we want to activate our courage?
Life is so much more rich and powerful and exciting when we activate our courage. We stretch ourselves. We need the courage to stretch ourselves. And although usually stretching ourselves, from my experience, tells me it can be painful, and for a lot of people. But you know what? If you do it on a regular basis, you stretch yourself, you activate your courage on a daily basis, it just becomes usual. So instead of living in maybe fear or anxiety, doing a little bit every single day will propel you forward. So that's just your normal, your common, and for you, and you're able to live at that level. You raise your vibration.
Absolutely.
Raise your energy and your vibration. Yeah, and I think we can all use that right now. But it's when you activate your courage and you raise your energy level and you raise your vibration level, and I that's what I deal with. That's what I do on a daily basis with clients. Help them to do that in my own way. You can't help but affect every single person. You touch every life that you encounter during your day. So, I mean, getting on the bus in the morning and being like, "Hey, bus driver, how are you today?" Although I'm not sure we can still do that. Can we get on the bus? Some places can, some places can't. I live in northern Canada, and the town I live in is so small, we don't have a bus service. But you know what? We do have a pharmacist person, and we do have a, like a McDonald's drive-through, or whatever, and you can activate your courage and you can help everybody else out. Just a kind word maybe will lighten up their day and maybe help them to decide that they want to activate their courage as well.
Absolutely. And I always talk to people, Edward, about, and you touched on that, anxiety, frustration. If we are not walking what our soul wants us to do, which is our true path, we will never be happy anyway. So I feel that when we hold ourselves back, and you also talked about that, we lose that sense of feeling an enriched life. We're not walking our talk or following our purpose. And I believe that we've all been placed here for our own reasons, for our own growth, for our own learning, connections. And let's face it, I think this year we've all been very much alerted to the concerns of the world and the situation we're going through at the moment. And each and every one of us has to step into our courage for life to go on.
It's too easy for us right now to allow ourselves to fall into the general consciousness right now. Unfortunately, there is a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear, and it's easier for us to just like fall into that pattern without us even knowing, because that's the general vibe or the general energy that happens right now. I've said it once, I've said it a million times already. The universe is about balance and harmony. And I cannot believe that something that's going on right now that is affecting the entire world and is everybody's consciousness, it can't help but be. There has to be an equal and opposite good coming out of it. And we need to tap into that. I'm not saying ignore what's going on, because realistically we can't, and we all have to be safe, and we all have to, and once again, it starts with you, right? So protecting yourself, wearing your mask, depending where you are in the world and what the situation is, wearing your mask and your gloves as necessary, and and following precautions, not only helps you, but it helps everybody. Once again, it helps everybody around you as well. So it all starts with you, and that is absolutely why you would want to activate your own courage, so that you can help yourself, and by helping yourself, you help everybody else. The analogy that I use is, when you're on an airplane, if anybody can remember that. I think you were just today, right?
I jumped off an airplane about 3 hours ago.
Right, right. So when you were about to take off, they gave you the, X year and like whatever, right? But they also told you that if the oxygen masks drop down, that you're to put yours on first and then help the person beside you, right? Which in that context makes sense. And it also makes sense in life as well. You have to put your own oxygen mask on first before you can help the people around you. But in life, putting your own oxygen mask on first automatically helps everybody around you. You don't even have to do anything if you don't want to, because everybody else will be uplifted by what it is that you're doing. And that's effortless, right?
I love that. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. And I have this belief that if we all knew how to look after ourselves, imagine if we lived in a world where we all looked after ourselves first, and then each and every one of us would be raising our vibration. We would be living to our true potential, and life would be a whole lot better. I actually discovered years ago, when I was in a relationship that wasn't so good, it was totally devastating, and I tried to stay in the relationship and did what I could to try and make things better. I didn't have any success. I was actually living in a really crazy situation. And I came to the conclusion that there was no point holding up a rotten bridge, because I was going under with that bridge. And I think that each and every one of us have to come to some point where we learn our boundaries about what we want in our life and what we will put up with and things like that. So let's move over. I can see we've got lots of comments coming through, so bear with us, people. Edward and I won't chat all night. We'd like to interact and give you some readings. So you can see the comments there by the look of you, Edward.
Yes, I'm reading them right now. And apologies if I pronounce your name wrong, but Camilla, is that it? Courage to cope through what's happening in the world. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly what we're talking about. Kay touched on it, and I want to call it what most people would, I think, understand if I said selfishness or being selfish. And you want to break that word down into selfish and not what most people think, and it's a bad thing to be selfish. It's not. If you put yourself first, you phrased it differently, and I like the way you say it because it doesn't have the same connotations as the word selfish. But yeah, that just means putting yourself first. So right, and there's a vibe right now. If we want to look, anybody who's astrologically minded, there's some pretty mega stuff happen. We just went through an eclipse. We're going to be going through another eclipse in a couple of weeks. So this was a lunar eclipse. We'll be going through a solar eclipse in a couple of weeks. If I'm not mistaken, Jupiter has just stationed direct after being retrograde for quite some time. We're getting a whole bunch of fresh energy happening. And believe me, things are looking up. The vibe is looking up. And I don't know if anybody else felt it today, but a lot of wackiness vibe happening, like something shifted. I'm sure a lot of people felt that, where it just shifted, and that shift is going to feel a little bit like somebody gave you a tap on the forehead and as a wake-up call. So settle into the energy. It'll become less pronounced as we move forward, and people will be able to settle in. But yeah, definitely things are looking up, which is nice to know, right?
Well, we need to hear that good news. So if we aren't happy, we've all got to expand. We've got to step into the unknown, put our foot forward.
Stretch ourselves, yeah.
Stretch ourselves. I love the saying, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yes, absolutely.
You read that book? That's great. So
yes, it's an awesome book. Everybody needs to pick that up and read it and then live it.
Absolutely. And as we step into that unknown, as you said earlier, what has been fearful for us becomes the norm.
Right, and hopefully it becomes empowering.
Absolutely. So who needs some empowering here tonight? Please give us some comments. And Edward, is there somebody there that you could tune in and see? Somebody you might like to pull a card for. Last week, Andy pulled 3 cards for people. You could pull 1 card. So tonight, well, whatever works for you, Edward. We didn't have a really in-depth discussion before we jumped on about how it was going to go. We're just working.
No, we didn't. And you know what? That's great, because the universe is directing us to whatever it is that we need. You know what? All of our equipment is working properly. The internet we haven't broken it yet. So I think we're doing pretty good so far. Yeah, for sure. Lots of people saying hi there too, so that's excellent. So
yes, thank you, everyone.
Angela, who says hi to Edward and Kay, and Tracy Thompson. That's interesting. I used to live in Thompson. Not that that has anything to do with that. And Susan Nicholson was saying hi from, and then she missed out where she's from. So hit us up again, Susan, with where you're from.
So, and I just want to say a shout out to Angela Phillips, my lovely friend that I saw in Melbourne, and she's a lovely regular on our show. And David, who's over in the USA somewhere, you're one of our lovely regulars. So
yeah, I saw David there. He says it's 4. What did you say? 3 o'clock in the morning? Yeah, that's commitment, man. That's total commitment. Thank you for being here. So Kim is saying that she'd very much like some empowerment. So what oil? What oil would we use for that?
Okay, so I would be looking at highest potential, because highest potential is going to help you to live with the highest and the best version of yourself possible.
What does that smell like?
It's smells. I have to open it and remind myself.
Hold it up to your microphone.
So my friend Angela, who's on tonight, when I open the bottle, she can feel the energy.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
So now these are beautiful Young Living oils, and they're all organic and sustainable, very high vibration. This has quite a lot of high notes in it. It will have, it smells absolutely beautiful. I always find it really hard to know how to explain the oils, but it's got, I'll actually let you know what's in it. So
yeah,
no,
that's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Okay, so excellent. So who was I speaking to? Who did I call out? I can't quite remember who this was for. Oh, gosh. I'm going to write people's names down, but I'll read out what is highest potential. And
Yeah, holy cow, David, 3:31 a.m. You're going to need a nap later, man.
yeah,
Kylie, yeah, okay, I'm sorry that you're having some challenges there. So the deck I'm using tonight is called the Obvious deck. It's a really awesome deck. It's an oracle deck, and every card is really obvious. So this is the card that you get. It's Walking Away is the name of the card. And it says, from a toxic situation with dignity. See, you can tell it's 2:00 in the morning for me because it can't even talk. This is what your card looks like.
oh, beautiful colors.
So you need to take a breath, decide what it is that you need to do, and please make a plan before you decide to walk away. If that's what the decision you're making is. But the universe is pushing you in that direction. I hope that's helpful.
If we stay in a situation that is not conducive to our purpose, to our highest good,
Right.
we are undermining ourselves, and I can assure you things don't get better, they just get worse. So, and I love the idea that you talked about making a plan, Edward, because there's no point just throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Sometimes we've got to be strategic. Personally, for me, I was living in a situation quite a few years ago that was not good for me and not good for my children. And I didn't know how to get out of it. I was trying and trying and trying. And then I had to be strategic about how I did it so that I kept the best version of me intact, and I had to look after my children as well. So I had to plan it. And you know what happens is when we make a decision, when we know what we want, the universe steps in. It has our back. The universe steps up and helps us to bring into our life whatever it is we want. So I was
find resources that you didn't know existed.
Yes.
You will find people coming into your life, maybe just for a moment, maybe for long term, but you'll find people coming into your life that'll be exactly what you need at that moment with whatever it is that you need at that moment. And I mean, honestly, it could be a diaper. It could be, because you said that you had your kids. I don't know how old they were, but maybe it's that, or maybe they're helping out with a meal, or maybe it's something financial help, or you never know, right? Whatever it is that you need will be provided. You just have to put it in your mind what it is that you want to do. But yeah, no, unless you're in a situation that's harmful to yourself or to other members of your family, try to make the best plan that you can, and then just activate your courage and do it. Just do it, because you know what? Just like quitting smoking, there's never a good time. There's never going to be a good time to do that, right? So you just gotta jump on the horse and go.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say it's easy. I'm not trying to say that at all, because it's not. But that goes back into stretching yourself and having courage, right?
I think often what happens is our mind plays tricks on us. Our mind tells us that things are going to be a lot harder than they usually pan out to be.
Absolutely. So you know what? Our emotions tell us that too. Our emotions tell us that by hanging on to what it is that we have, that things will either get better or it'll be harder if we let go. And I let go and let God. I don't know if whatever spirituality is, but I think everybody understands that saying there. And the universe will open up and just provide with its bounty.
I have a prayer, and it's like I just say, "Dear God," and I can remember when I was in a situation that I needed to remove myself. I wanted to head to Perth in Australia, and I said, "Dear God, I want to go to Perth. I don't know how I'm going to get there. You organise it." So I was very clear. And within 5 days, I'd left Tasmania, went to Melbourne. I ran into an old friend who said, we're going to Perth on Friday, why don't you come with us? And that meant I went with 4 children and a dog, and we travelled all the way to Perth, and there was some other adults. And look, you couldn't have designed it any better. It just happened. So if you're in, any of you here tonight are in a situation where you're not happy, you've really got to take that step and ask.
Bonnie is saying, hi, Bonnie. Bonnie is saying that her anxiety is really bad. You know what? And that's common for a lot of us. I'm chuckling because that's come up like 10 times for me today. Everybody's talking about anxiety, rightfully so. I honestly don't know how anybody could not be having anxiety, but it's handling it and doing it in a healthy way that's important. And I know that you have an oil for that.
Okay,
more than one oil for that, probably, right?
There's not one oil for that. There's lots of oils for that.
Yeah, there you go.
I use essential oils in my life because they raise my vibrations. They have helped me to look at life from a different perspective. They are so empowering.
And they're natural.
I would recommend that you look at particularly an oil called Valor. It's a beautiful blend. It's one that Gary Young created because he was in a situation where he was had to go to court. He knew he was innocent, but he didn't have any money to pay solicitors. So he studied law.
Just for people who don't know, Gary Young is the founder of Young Living, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yes, true. So he was paraplegic actually, and he came across essential oils and discovered the value that they could support him emotionally. And then he discovered all these other purposes for them along the way as well. But he used Valor. He created the blend Valor after he researched what the Roman soldiers did before they went out to battle.
Oh.
And they put oils all over them. So he researched that story and created Valor. And he went to court and he didn't take a solicitor. It was with the IRA in America. And that's quite a serious situation. But he knew he was
IRS,
innocent.
Probably.
Is it something to do with the taxation?
IRA is like the army in Ireland. IRS.
What? No, it's something to do with taxes or money or something.
Yeah, right. IRS. Yeah, for sure.
Is it IRS? So he represented himself. He stepped into his courage, and Valor helps you to detach from the adversity, and we call it it gives you strength, and it gives you a good sense of calm. So when we smell an essential oil, I actually spoke to someone the other day and she was so excited. She said, oh, my partner would love this. And because he's a doctor and he knows the value of aroma. And when I'm talking about aroma, I'm not talking fragrances. I'm talking about pure essential oils, which is what we have with Young Living. And she said, oh, it passes the blood-brain barrier. And she was so excited. And for me, it was great to hear someone else getting just as excited. So when we smell an oil, they go in through the limbic system of our brain. They help to release whatever it is that is giving us negative energy, negative thoughts, past traumas, old beliefs. They help to awaken something in us and bring in something into the new. So,
yeah, okay, Kim, I see you there. Hi, Kim. This is the card I got for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a new camera set up, so everything's like mirror image, and it's challenging. Yeah. Express your express your truth. So, sometimes we are not saying things exactly the way that we should be saying them as accurately as possible because we're trying to be nice, and sometimes being nice is not what our soul is trying to get out of us. So you have to. I think you're going to probably have to say a few words that are a little stronger than maybe you normally would have said it and worded it that way, because whoever you're talking to is just they're not getting it. No matter how many times you say it and how many different ways you say it, they're just not understanding it. So you need to say, okay, hey, look, this is, maybe even excuse my language and, say whatever words you have to say in order for them to understand. It's when we communicate with people, the important thing to remember, and it's challenging for all of us, is that we need to communicate in a way that the other person is going to understand what it is that we're saying, not so we can understand it. We already know what we want to say. We need to, it's for the other person to understand. So use words and volumes, even if you have to, volume of your speaking, to ensure that they understand what it is that you're saying, and use the right words, like not "I think that," say "this is the way it is." And I know you're kind of hesitant to do that, but you're in this situation, you're going to have to do it in order for them to understand. I hope that makes sense. Isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. It's about boundaries, and it's about presentation of the boundaries as well, because you can say to somebody, no, I don't want that chocolate bar. And they're like, oh, come on. Here, have that chocolate bar. You just need to say, no, I don't eat chocolate. Period. They don't need to know why. They don't know anything. Yeah. You're just like, no, I don't do that. That's like a superficial example, and I'm not trying to compare it to your situation, but it's the same. It's the same idea. I hope that was helpful.
I think we did have a thank you from Kim, and also thank you, David. It's Internal Revenue Service. So he's from the USA, so he knows what I'm talking about. I'm just going to go back to highest potential because you asked what was in it. So you got 5 minutes. Blue cypress, lang lang, cedarwood, geranium, citrus, davana, jasmine, German chamomile, rose, grapefruit, tangerine, spearmint, lemon, ocotea, blue tansy, white fir, lavender, frankincense, royal Hawaiian, sandalwood, northern lights, black spruce, cinnamon bark, and vivita. So
oh my goodness, that sounds like it would cure anything. All that good stuff in there. It sounds like it would cure anything. Yeah, Tracy, I see you there, and I understand that you speak up now, but the important thing is that you use language that the other person will understand, and maybe... Yeah, I don't think, okay, they're either not understanding your message, but I'm not certain that that's what it is. I think that it's more, maybe they're the type of person that doesn't think that's applicable. Somehow that's not applicable to them. Saying it over and over again hasn't really gotten you anywhere. So you're going to have to try a different delivery method.
Yeah.
And I hope that makes sense. You do use different words that person will hopefully understand, because I just get the feeling that you're ready to pull your hair out because you're communicating and they're just not absorbing what it is that you're saying.
Good point. Okay, so something that's occurs to me is that if we want things to change in our life, the only point of power that we really have is within ourselves.
Yeah.
And if something's not working, we need to change our behavior rather than expecting other people to change.
Absolutely. Put your mask on first.
Yeah. When we change in how we react or respond, and hopefully we're responding, not reacting, when we're in our full power and we're responding, that means that other people mightn't be expecting us to behave that way. So you get them off guard, or it's a good way to trip up, to reset patterns, because you're behaving differently. So it then puts them into a situation where they kind of go, oh, well, something's changed here. And I, in my personal situation from many years ago, I realized that it's like a game of chess. And it's like a game of life, and I discovered that I had to if I wanted to interact with this particular person, and I was not in a good place because I was being abused on all levels, but I realized that I had to start using the tactics, or it's like they're playing a game of chess with you, so you've got to get on that chessboard to win the game. And sometimes you've got to play their rules, which mightn't be what you're used to, but it's what they resonate with. So that's how I got around my tricky situation. So yeah.
Right, and then when that works itself out, you can go in. You can not have to worry about playing by somebody else's rules.
Yes.
That's a really good point, because no matter what you're involved in, there are different, using that same analogy, rules to every sort of different game. Like, I mean, if you are dealing with the government, then they are in their own kind of unique little headspace, and you need to be able to use the words that they use and techniques or whatever that they use, so that they understand what it is. It's like communicating so they understand what it is, because you already know what you're trying to say. You have to say it in a way that they understand. So using the words that they use, there's an effective technique called mirroring. So, you know, if I'm sitting there reading the newspaper and you want to communicate with me, maybe you pick up a newspaper and pretend to read it, and then my mind automatically, unless I'm aware of it, jumps into like, oh, that person's like me, right? So there's a lot of different ways to do it. Lowest common denominator is not always the way to go, but I completely understand what you're saying. And yeah, sometimes you have to learn some rules that maybe you wouldn't carry on for the rest of your life to get out of a situation, or to move through a situation, and then you know, you can be more true to what your soul is.
Absolutely. So thank you for that. So Patricia, do you feel anything coming my way this year? I've had a lot of extreme long-term stress and anxiety. Love to hear what you feel for me. So I would be looking at orange oil. That is a good simple oil that is going to help you to remove anything that's sabotaging you. It's a great oil for awakening, for bringing in the joy in life, for letting go of those restrictions, restraints. Another one that has traditionally been used in aromatherapy for mild anxiety is something like lemongrass. There's quite a few different options. What I want to say is you can, actually, I'll put a link here. So if you are interested in finding where you can find me, I have just popped my link in the comments there. You can find, in that link, you will find all my links. I have a page on Facebook called Kay's Essential Oil Wisdom. Sorry, that's a group. I also have my own page where I host a meditation on a Tuesday night here on Australia time at 8 o'clock. So that will give you lots of links. Also, you can book a mini reading, a free mini reading with me via that link if you are interested in having a mini reading as well. And Edward, you can contact Edward at Wise Sage Psychic. That is your Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram. Yeah, on Instagram. So Patricia, I grabbed a card for you before we lose you there. Your card is almost there. Woohoo! Almost there.
Oh, nice.
Almost there.
So Patricia,
hold on.
I'm getting it. Yeah, and I'm getting it. I just got the words cut ties. So you need to kind of cut off or let go of whatever you think or you perceive is holding you back. Or that
Stop listening to those people that are telling you whatever it is that they're telling you, because in your heart, you know they're not right, but you think you have to listen to them because, I don't know, are they family? Are they relatives, close friends, whatever, that are talking to you? You know you're right, and you know what it is that you're trying to achieve is correct for you. So, you know, if you feel like you have to listen to them, and I have a hard time with that one. I don't think we have to do anything, but if you feel like you're obligated or you have to listen to them with the understanding that you do not have to act on anything that it is that they're telling you to. And if there's repercussions to you not acting on it, you just grab your courage, activate it, and move forward. I don't think it's an intense situation for you, but please stop listening to the people that are talking to you.
Absolutely.
You know what it is that you need to do, and you've proven it to yourself over and over again. So just try to put some blinders on or stick your headphones on or something, and move in the direction that you need to know. You are almost there. It's just a little bit longer. What, January, February, maybe? Just a little bit longer.
Okay, beautiful.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Patricia, and you're saying, yes, you'd like a mini reading. That's great. In my link, you'll find my personal profile on Facebook. So you can send me a message. I've got my Calendly link there. I've got my Essential Oil Wisdom group, and I've got the links to everywhere and my website. So I'm loving this Linktree link because I can put
Oh my
everything.
goodness, I can't say enough good things about the Linktree.
Yes, that's
Right?
wonderful. So David would love a card, please. I'd really appreciate your insight. So
yeah, sure, David. No problem.
while you're doing that, I'm going to pull out an oil card for David as
You're
well.
welcome, Patricia. I hope that makes sense to you, and and I hope that helps. Yeah. And you know what? And on top of everything that you're going through, there's all this, like everything else that everybody, the whole world is going through. So,
yeah.
And just know that you're not alone.
No, you're not alone. And I think it's a matter of retraining ourselves when we have those negative thoughts or those things that bring us down. We really need to. My favourite saying at the moment is draw a line in the sand and say goodbye to that part of you, and then go and write down a whole lot of positive things that are happening in your life and step into that. And the more energy, remember where your energy goes, energy flows.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. David, your card is spring. So were you looking for some sort of timing for doing something? If you are, springtime is going to be your time.
Okay.
So yeah, okay. So that's a little while away. If you're if you're in North America, if you're in Australia, you're already there.
Okay.
In the future, right?
No, in the US. So yes. So
I hope that helps, David.
That's wonderful. So I've got a card here for David, and it's sandalwood. I don't know whether you've got the sandalwood or not yet, David, but the words here are reflective and entrenched. So it's which of those are resonating with you. And it says, I look towards the far horizon, which actually aligns with what Edward has just given you, because it's a little way off for you. So it's a time for reflection and a time for you to getting dismantled from the entrenchment or disconnect from the entrenchment. So you might be feeling a little bit constricted, perhaps. So beautiful. Hey,
hi,
thanks,
Mario. Your card is
Mario?
Breaking free.
Lovely.
Your card is breaking free. So I think your breaking free is going to be more of like letting go and I'm getting like an emotional attachment to a situation. Letting go of it, and I think it's not going to be a hard thing for you to do. I think you're going to just be able to break, we've all been there. It could be just a case of going to pick up the phone to call the person and realizing, oh yeah, no, I'm not calling that person anymore, or subtle things like that. To me, that when I get that image, it's more of a habitual thing. So you just have to break the pattern, and don't be hard on yourself if you do actually text or talk or whatever it is to or give energy to that situation. Let's put it that way, because a lot of the things that we do are forging new habits which is what this would be, in my mind anyways. That's what I'm seeing, is sometimes it's 3 steps forward, 1 step back. Like, I'm not going to eat after 7. I'm not going to eat after 7. Oops, I accidentally ate after 7. But you got 5 good days in there before you did it. So enjoy your snack and then go back to not eating after 7. So just try to, I mean, we all fight with that one, right? But try not to give any energy to the situation. And, it's okay if it pops into your mind. That's not going to do anything unless you act on it, right? So we get it in our mind first, we verbalize it, and then we take action. So as long as it's just in your mind, you can move that to one side and replace it with a more empowering thought, right? And if you feel bad, don't worry about it. That's going to go away too. The first little while might be challenging. I hope that helps.
Yeah, I just got lighten up. just lighten up. It's just, and the colours in Edward's cards were, to me, I got the energy of a lot of promise. The oil card,
that's a balloon there that they're just letting go. That balloon's just going poof. It's just a case of letting it go and it flies away. It's just the letting go part. Sorry, that's an awesome card you had.
So that's okay. Yeah, that's right. And the oil card that I pulled for you is Palmarosa. And Palmarosa, it's got a little bit of a touch of rose oil, which is the smell of rose oil. It reminds me a little bit of rose oil, which is very beautiful. And the words are compassion and betrayed. So maybe it's time for a bit of compassion for yourself. Let go if you feel like you've been betrayed, because if you think about it, and if you think it's being betrayed from someone else, you're only going to compound that or add to that if you give yourself the guilt or you give yourself a hard time. I think, we all feel like or have an experience where we feel betrayed in life, but once we get a handle on it and once we detach and move on, it's very freeing. Compassion is the food that feeds my soul. So perhaps some compassion for yourself there, Mariel. So yes.
David, so are you saying that you're hibernating until the spring? Is that it?
Yes. Rest and repair.
Let us know let us know in the comments. And honestly, right now, hibernating may not be the worst thing to do. I hate to say it, but until the early in the next year, minimizing our contacts, depending on where we are in the world. You're in the States, so you know what I'm talking about. Minimizing your contact with anybody other than immediate people that we have to contact with is sad, but it's a necessity right now. Wear your mask, man. Wear your mask.
Okay. So who else? Have there anyone else here that evening came? Hi, Maria. How are you, darling? So let's know who else would like to activate their courage. Let's know what you want to activate your courage for. I'm just strolling back up. Is there anyone resonating?
Sierra, you got Summer.
Sierra.
You got Summer. I wonder if the guy I was talking to was the one. I don't know. Summer. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Keep your options open. And I was about to say there's nothing wrong with doing some dating, right? But except for right now. So keep your dance card open, okay? Keep your dance card open. I'm not saying he's not the one, but there's things that you need personally. One of them, a big one for you is respect. And another one is you like it when somebody shows up unexpectedly with like a single flower. Or, look, I bought you a lottery ticket. Okay, maybe something bigger than that, unless it's the winning lottery ticket. Yeah, things like that. You like the little surprises, and I don't know that this guy is capable of doing that. Although I think he takes instruction well. But you don't want to be telling him, drop a rose off next Tuesday, at 4 p.m. or whatever. You want it to be spontaneous. You like that. And I don't know that this person would have that for you. Okay, all of this equals don't settle. Keep your options open. Don't settle.
And I often think if people are asking that, there must be something within. If you don't know within yourself, and you're not sure within yourself,
right?
Give it some time. Don't jump in. Sometimes the best relationships are those where you're a friend first, and it develops over time. I think it takes quite a bit of time to really know one another, and yet actually just thinking about that, I know some people who go, we knew instantly, and 3 months later we were married and we're still happy and it's up the track.
I laugh because that's my story. I knew instantly. 8 months later, I was married, and it would have been sooner if we'd been able to work out the logistics a little bit better. We were like over 1,000 miles away from each other, so we had to work. And but it does happen, folks, and we're still together, so it does happen. But I don't know. I think that's pretty rare, though, right? Yeah. Pretty rare.
You'd have that knowing, though, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be asking someone else, would you?
I'm a psychic, so. You know what I mean? I had help.
Yeah,
I
okay.
knew, right? So I actually knew. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And an oil for you would be cedarwood.
Oh, I
Courage
love
and
cedarwood.
caution. So that's interesting. So it's got the words the opposite. You've either got the courage or you may feel the need to be cautious. I embrace my courageous heart. So that is the oil for you. And the oil, cedarwood, I love to recommend putting around the back of your head. A very good calming oil if you need to unwind your mind before you go to sleep at night. Cedarwood, also rubbing it around the big toe because it's going to put you into a low-key state where you can actually hear those messages without the stress going on.
Oh, that's interesting. So like
Next.
rub it there is what you're saying, or
Rub it on around the back of your neck, around your big toe. Well, your big toe is when you're looking at reflexology, the
yeah.
reflexology points. Your big toe is your head, and it's your brain. So when you're in overload and overwhelmed,
Oh.
you can put some cedarwood or other oils like lavender on your big toe, just to bring yourself down into a state of calm.
And when somebody books a reading with you, these are the things that they that you go over.
Say that again. Sorry.
When somebody is smart enough to book a reading with you, when somebody books a reading with you, these are the type of things that you go over.
Oh, absolutely. So I
Yeah,
will.
wow.
I will give people what I do. If you book a free mini reading with me, I usually pick out 2, 3, or 4 oils, give you a bit of an indication what oils would be supportive for you. And a lot of people book a free mini reading. And there's a beautiful kit that I recommend people start with. It has a diffuser in it, and it has 12 oils. Not exactly. You would have something similar in Canada, Edward. And actually, we can connect people all around the world with Young Living. We're the biggest oil company in the world.
I
And
know that's exciting, right?
yeah, very exciting. And I know
Yeah.
you've expressed interest one day. We're hoping you will be coming on board my team and bringing oils into what you're doing. That's a possibility.
Yeah, you know what? I just got myself a diffuser.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that it's red right now. And I have it on this is my area where I do readings. It's kind of Christmassy right now because,
Yeah,
gotta
nice.
get in the Christmas spirit, right?
Into the spirit, yes.
Yeah. So, but yes, I just got one and I love it. I have it going like all the time. Yeah.
Awesome.
So if you're looking for one of those, you can help with that too, right?
Well, the kit I'm talking about, Edward, comes with a diffuser.
Oh, and excellent.
Gary Young from Young Living, he invented the diffusers. So he was a truly amazing man with a great passion for oils and a great passion for making a difference in the world. His mission is to get Young Living oils into every household in the world, all around the world. And why I only recommend Young Living is because I know they're organic, they're sustainable, they're high vibrational oils, and they really work their miracles or their magic. Yeah.
So Mario's interested in an oil that might help with cancer.
Mario, I'm not allowed to talk about that kind of thing, particularly on the internet. In a public setting, we are gagged in Australia by the TGA. In the USA, it's the FDA, and Canada would have similar restrictions. So if you want to have a conversation about what oils would be supportive for you, reach out. Let's have a one-on-one because, look, I know a lady who came to an oil talk with me and she said, Kay, I've got a terminal illness. I don't know if there's something you could do to help me. And I couldn't promise any healing. That's not my role. But she bought some oils. She'd been given 3 months sentence. Terminal sentence.
Yeah.
She oils, she used mindset, she used meditation. Life is not a one-stop shop, and a lot of it's got to come from our mind. But I cannot be saying offering you a cure, but I would love you to reach out and have a conversation with me. I have put my link in the comments several times. I'll drop it in again. So find my link, reach out and organise a time for us to have a chat. So So yes, all right. So who to next? Where are we going? Same old. I'll go back to. We did Maria, didn't we? We've done Sierra. We've done Kylie, I think. We've done Patricia, Mario. We've done you too. So we're going to have to round it up in a few minutes. But if you would like a little bit of time from either Edward or myself, let us know what you would like to do. To what sort of thing do you want some courage for in life? Let us know. Do you think you're resonating at the highest version of yourself possible, or do you think you need a little hand? And
You know what? She is here too, even though when she's not live, she's still here. So if you want to go on to her Facebook page and or you group, right? And
yes, yep.
And comment or say, hey, you know what? The next time you're on, maybe I'd like to see this or some show ideas or some comments or whatever. Please. I'm sure she'd love to hear what you're saying. If anybody wants to get a hold of me, head over to Instagram and you can get me using @WiseSagePsychic. And I'd be happy to hear what you have to say or any sort of comments or anything that you have. Or if you'd like to book a reading, you can go to my link tree. The link is in the bio.
Oh, excellent. That's really good. So, yeah, we love connecting with people. That's what we're here for. Kylie is saying she hasn't been read, so she hasn't told us. She hasn't given us any clues, so you can pull her a card.
Yeah. So I'll pull you a card, Kylie.
And I'll pull a card.
I know you've been here for a bit. Sorry about that. Let me see, what do we have for you? Oh, how exciting is that? Like, we all need a little adventure right now. We got adventure there. The adventure card. Normally, I think I would ask you if you were thinking of going on a vacation, but I don't even know if that's something that any of us can do right now. Did you have a decision that you have to make that would propel you into areas that you wouldn't normally be in? I'm wondering. It says planned adventure or exciting times, but you know, we all have to appreciate the. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're whitewater rafting, and there's a person there, and I don't know, it's focusing properly. Right beside is like a little kitty cat, a little gray kitty cat with a little helmet on, so you know, safe all the time, even when you're white rafting with a cat. Does that make any sense to you, Kylie?
And I was thinking about that, Edward. If you are in a situation where you are in extreme lockdown, most Australians aren't so much. Australia's kind of got things a lot sorted at the moment, so things are freeing up. But I'm thinking, if you can't go on an adventure or whatever, create the adventure in your mind. Create it. Be creative is what I'm getting for you, Kylie. And the oil that I recommend is thyme oil. And whenever we look at time, it's always like, take time to heal thyself. So give yourself time of day. And the wording on this is dynamic, powerless. And which of those words would you rather resonate with? Would you rather feel powerless or would you rather be dynamic? And your affirmation is, I am a powerhouse of energy.
Okay, so Kylie, job change. Okay, so what I want you to do is follow what I said. It's going to be an adventure and it's all exciting or everything. But remember the little kitty cat with the I'm sorry you couldn't see it very well, but it's this cute little kitten that has peeking over the edge with its like, I don't know, bicycle helmet kind of deal on. So just make sure that I want to tell you that make sure that all the T's and the I's are dotted. The T's are crossed and the I's are dotted on if you have to do a contract, or make sure everything is finalized before you say yes, because it's okay, we'll get to that later. It's not going to work in this situation. You need to make sure that everything has been finalized in the way that you want. And you know what? Let's face it, they want you. They want you. So I'm getting the feeling that you're not going to get a new car out of the deal, but you're probably going to get most of the things that you want, because they're very excited to be having you on board. And I'm wondering if maybe they're not showing you exactly how excited. So maybe they're keeping their cards a little close to their chest. But yeah, they definitely want you on board. And all I have to say is, make sure that everything's finalized, and congratulations. That's awesome.
Oh, that's nice. And remember, you are dynamic. So
Yeah,
embody that. So I reckon we've got time for maybe one more. Would you like to pick someone? While you're looking at that, David, inner child. The inner child is wounded within. So the oil inner child, or even orange oil, great oils to rub around your tummy button, because that's a really powerful place to create the shift that you want. So the inner child is the oil that's going to just let's allow yourself to be free. Give yourself permission to be a child. I see this, you're curled up into a bit of a cocoon. Allow yourself to just almost go back into the womb and give that baby what it needs.
Carrie, you've got, hi, Carrie. You've got mutually favorable agreement is what you've got. So, and it also says contracts agreements there.
Okay, there you go, Kerry. So, and I'm going to pick a card, an oil card for you, Kerry. Rose, loved or isolated. Which do you choose? I surrender to the fragrant nectar of my heart. So, Kerry, you've got the most beautiful heart. I know you, and I know that you love experiencing joy and fun. So just feel secure in that message that Edward has given you.
Yes. Yeah, and don't feel forced into signing anything. Make sure that you feel comfortable before, if unless there's an absolute deadline, and I'm not feeling that there is, make sure you just feel comfortable with everything that's going on, and don't let anybody henpeck you, if I'm allowed to use that term. Into doing something that you don't feel comfortable doing, or you don't want to do, or you're not ready maybe to do, because maybe it's good for you, but just like not right now. Maybe you need a few more days or however long to think about it. It doesn't mean no. It just means like not today. Maybe I need a couple of days to think about it, and there's nothing wrong to take a couple of days to make sure that it's okay for you. So don't rush into anything. Don't sign anything until you're ready. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, we've got 1 minute left. So remember that you can get in contact with Edward, because he's such a wise, sage psychic. And, my message always is that if you want change, you've got to take some action. And action's not really getting on here and us giving you these little messages is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just the beginning. But if you go away and jump on the next person who's going to give you information, we have a lot of people that come through the Spiritual Events Directory, and they get on and they reader after reader. You're looking for answers, but really we're just giving you a little bit of insight. You really do need that in-depth opportunity. For me, I would recommend to bring oils into your home and oils into your lifestyle, because for me, that actually helps with all of that, those areas of empowerment. So can we do one quick one? How about Margaret? I'm just going to do a very quick Angelica route. So Margaret, Angelica is excellent. Around getting to the heart of whatever's happened, the origin of the conflict. So that is going to give you insight. And what have you got there, Edward?
Rest.
There you go.
Rest in this case, I'm feeling is healing, and I'm also getting overwhelmed, and combine those together. And rest. I know you have something for rest, Kay.
Okay, so yes, we do for rest. Lavender, very calming. Cedarwood. Right. I could be here for 10 minutes.
Yeah, right. And you can just put that into a little atomizer and like spray it on your pillow or whatever, right?
Yes, you can do that, absolutely. Or I have a beautiful oil called Tranquil. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
I've got one here. And so with this, I will just open up the top. It already comes. Look at this Gary Young thinks of everything. He designed these beautiful rollers.
Oh, those are awesome. I like
I just
those.
put that on my temple. I use this every night before I go to bed, and I have the most luxurious sleeps because it just brings my energy down. The other word for you is assertive. So be assertive. Work out what's not acceptable in your life, and your affirmation is, I assert myself with confidence and ease.
And the word is assertive, not aggressive. Assertive.
Yeah.
And you know what, Colette, just real quick, I've got one for you. It's silver lining.
Oh, beautiful.
Silver lining. So look for the silver lining in your big life choice. Honestly, I don't know that it's this type of a life choice for you. What I'm getting is it's not it's something that you kind of have to do as opposed to want to do. But if you can take a look at the silver lining behind what it is, like, okay, I maybe have to do this, but you know, here's a list of all the good things that'll come out of it, even though I may not want to be doing it. Focus your attention there, and then you'll go into the situation with a much more positive vibration to you. People will pick up on that, and honestly, you're going to move through it like way easier that way. It'll be we all, you know, the dark night of the soul thing. You don't need to go through that with this at all. Just focus on the parts that you know. Okay, I'm not even going to use that as an example. It's a bad one. It's late at night. I'm fading. But yes, absolutely, try to do that. And you know what? You're not alone, and there people are with you on this. So do what you need to do, and then focus on all the good points that you'll get out of it. Silver lining.
Okay, and I've got Roman chamomile, so that's staying relaxed and not being rigid. It's breathing in to soften your approach, and breathe out, and with the sense of relaxation.
Right, and that was for Colette.
Okay. Now, if you've missed out and you want to connect with Edward or myself, please reach out. You've got Edward's Instagram page there. I've put my links in. I'll do that one more time. And friend request me. I can see some people have been friend requesting me, and we can get together and I can offer you some readings, some more insight, and have conversations around oils. But I want to say thank you, Edward, because this is our unscripted jump on, work together, and it's worked really well. So a big thank you on behalf of everybody else, and a thank you on behalf of me.
Oh, no, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Excellent. So have you done one of these before? On
myself?
You go live? Yes.
Oh, yes. I'm everybody's favorite guest star, it seems.
That's wonderful.
So I'm going to need my own show, which is starting in the new year. So that'll be exciting too. You know what, Nick? I'm sorry, we missed you a couple times. If you want to come see me over on Instagram at Ysage Psychic, I'll be happy to pull a couple cards for you. Okay, sorry about that. Between the two of us, we could talk for hours, right? Hours.
Yes.
Non-stop.
No, that's right. And I've got to jump off because someone will be jumping in and I'll be in big strife if I don't jump off. So thank you, everyone. Reach out, find us. If you want to know where to find Edward on Facebook, you can find him in my friend list. So you have to find me, and then you can find Edward as well. So I'm going to head off with my thanks from my heart to yours. Each and every one of you, step into your courage, and I send you off with many blessings for your wellness, for your purpose, and for your abundance. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.